Got it.
Alright, this is my presentation on Baby Boy. Jody's choice between becoming Rodney or becoming Melvin. Defining Jody. Jody is freedom without duty. Jody exists in a state of perpetual childhood, living under his mother's roof while fathering two children by different women. His acting and as is a defense mechanism against the weight of responsibility. Clinging to a hypermasculine street ego that yields no self-defense. This is where we get to the crossroads of two paths. Melvin and Rodney as the ghosts of future Jody. Path A, Melvin, the reformer. Accountable evolution. Melvin represents the OG, original gangbanger who transitioned. He is a legitimate businessman and a disciplinarian who demands respect through provision. Jody resents Melvin because he embodies the authority that Jody lacks. Melvin is a path of growth, hard work, and reformed manhood. Sorry,
You're doing a good job.
Path B, criminal stagnation. Rodney is fresh out of prison, volatile, and fatalistic. He has no vision for the future, only a desire to disrupt and to survive through violence. Rodney is the terminal end if Jody refuses to grow up. Rodney is his mere image, a man with no legacy but destruction. The symbolic flame, killing the ego to save the man. Killing off Path B, a ritual sacrifice. When Jody and his friend Sweet Pea kill Rodney, it's more than an act of street violence. It is Jody killing his worst impulses. By executing Rodney, Jody is literally and figuratively killing off the path that leads to the graveyard or the penitentiary.
Shoot me, punk motherfucker! I done seen everything except Christ anyway, motherfucker! Shoot me!
See how, for a second there, it looked like Jody. Rodney turned into Jody. That's because, like I said, this is Jody killing off his jackass side. Killing off the side that survives off chaos. And this is where we find the internal shift. It's the death of the thug ego, realizing the street persona is a dead end that destroys the family structure that also makes him gain some protection. He grows up from being a baby boy when he's mother into a man who provides safety for the house. And then this is where he transcends, rising above the fatalism that keeps many black men in South Central stuck. And this is where, after we kill him, this is where we get the transfer of authority. After killing Rodney, Jody breaks down and tries to kill himself. The weight of what he's done becomes too much in his lowest moments. In this struggle with himself, he hands the gun to Melvin, symbolically giving up control and finally accepting Melvin's authority as a father figure. Melvin intervenes, taking the gun and assuming the role of the father figure that Jody desperately needs to guide him into being strict. Choosing to build, joining the business. At the film's conclusion, Jody stops fighting Melvin and starts learning from him. He finally moves out of his mother's house and he chooses Path A, building a legacy and embracing legitimate entrepreneurship alongside Melvin. Conclusion. While many view Baby Boy as just a comedy, John Singleton crafted a serious exploration of black masculinity in South Central Los Angeles. The film presents two clear paths for young men. Is Melvin's past necessary for Jody's respect? And does killing Rodney truly save Jody's future? I don't know. There's no class to discuss with. That's just my thought. That was my presentation on baseball.
Yeah. I would say, teacher, you should have introduced John Singleton at the beginning. You know, be like, so what year did this movie come out?
Like 2000 something. Or not. I think it was the 2000s. This is why we got Google.
I think it was 2013.
I remember Tupac was actually supposed to be the lead role, but he died. And so John Singleton casted Tyrese Gibson instead.
2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2001.
Dang. So yeah, it's just, yeah, it will be at the beginning, you like, hey, 2001. That, you know, John Singleton also did, directed the film. A lot of it, you know, 2001, from what I can see, how it's basically, it's inspired by the 90s, and, you know, like, it's like it's synthesized, it's not, what's it, Boys in the Hood.
Kinda, I don't know. I mean, I feel like, cause you gotta remember, I think John Singleton also directed Boys in the Hood.
He did.
You get this what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a continuation of that coming of age and South Central thing.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot his key. No, his key. What's his key? Don. I forgot his name now.
Harry Stephen and Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. Thank you, Snoop Dogg. Because that Ice Cube stuck in my head because Boys in the Hood. I mean, Boys in the Hood. You know, so that's this presentation might be interesting, but yeah, to go back to the question. You said, yeah,
Is Melvin's past necessary for Jody's respect? And does killing Rodney truly save Jody's future?
Okay, so is Melvin's past necessary for Jody's, for Melvin is the thing.
You know, Melvin is the ball black guy, I mean.
Yeah, Vin Diesel. I'm not Vin Diesel, was it? Vin Ryan?
Vin Rain.
Vin Ryan. I don't know. What do you think? I haven't seen the movie in a minute.
Well, I mean, you gotta remember, why did Jody initially hate Melvin? Yes, Melvin is that authority figure that Melvin, or that Jody wants to deny, but at the same time, you gotta remember the other events of the movie, the backstory. So, like, Melvin isn't Jody's mom's first gangbanger boyfriend. Before she had dated a gangbanger, but she had kicked, but her original gangbanger boyfriend basically convinced Jody's mom to kick his older brother out on the street. He ended up dying, and Jody blamed the gangbanger boyfriend for letting his brother die, that he caused his mom to kick him out on the street, right? And so I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of great. Because he ended up getting respect. Yes, you want to.
I could attest to this growing up. Actually, Melvin was a savior for him because he tried to explain to him, and I'll give you an example. He told him about investments in businesses and things like that, and moving away from the street life, and showing him that this was a dead end. So when he disrespected him, and you remember the part where he choked him, he showed him this is what happens when you disrespect people. And you can't run to your mama when you violate somebody on the streets.
Yeah, and you bring up another good point, because there's that one scene where Melvin is in the hallway, and he's like, oh, you youngsters, something about, you got people with butter.
Guns and butter.
Yeah, guns and butter. You know, like the guns are like all the real stuff that actually has value, the property, investments and whatnot. Then the butter is like what Jody had and what I had, your cars with nice rims.
Right, that depreciate.